Yes, so as I was saying, for those who don't know me, my name is Oral Mackenzie, but today is not about me. So let us say welcome to our weekly team call. We'll be doing these calls every week, just around about this time. So let's actually get into it because we have a special guest for you. I want to keep the call strictly under just a minute. I mean just an hour. So what I'm gonna let me tell you how we'll be actually running the call. First, we'll actually do some updates as to what's happening, and then we will actually do going a little bit of recognition. Then I will bring on the speaker, and then we'll definitely ask some questions at the end. So right now, think about it in your head. Any questions that you want to ask that can actually help your business to skyrocket or get from ground one to ground 10. Because this person that is on the call that's going to be the speaker, I'm going to properly introduce them when we get to that time. They have been able to do some amazing thing in the industry, and there's much something that you can learn. So with all that being said, let me actually pop up my screen and get this thing rolling, rolling. All right, so we need to share screen, share screen. All right, so let me see what's popping right here. So share screen, share screen. All right, so click, 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 share screen. Um, so now here. So Kezran, are you able to see my screen, bro?
Yes, yes.
All right, cool. So we're starting from right here. So what are some of the new updates we have for you? So one of the new updates we have is we have this running from last week into this week. Now, once you make 4 sales within a week, you know the week starts Friday because we get paid Thursday and then end the next Thursday. So once you make 4 sales in a week, you can actually cash out $130 US right away. That's pretty straightforward. But for Team Genesis persons, once you make 4 sales within that week, you'll be able to cash out. But bear in mind that you must be a priority member to actually cash out this. I see some person that's trying to join. You guys can admit
Yeah,
them.
man, I got it. I got it. I got it.
So once you actually as I was saying, once you actually make 4 sales within that 1 week period, you can cash out $130 US cash. But of course, you definitely need to be a priority member. So let's keep it rolling. We have some upcoming trips that Team Genesis is actually going on. For those who you don't have to actually be a Team Genesis to join us and actually jump in on the fun. So the 24th of October, we're actually going to a hotel in Dominican Republic called Sunscape. It's gonna be an amazing time. We're going there for 5 days and 4 nights. We have about 10 people going with us so far, and it's just gonna be amazing. We're trying to make it into a dream trips where we are actually arranging airport transfer and excursion and farewell dinner and all that. So amazing. So if you're looking to go anywhere soon, but you don't have to go on the trip with you, you can definitely join us on that trip to the Dominican Republic. We're going the 24th of October. All right. Then for November, we just using up our membership in a positive way because we have access to it. So for my team, every month and we are actually going to another resort because we have access to it and it's pretty cool. And we want to show people that we don't have to go overseas to use it. We can have an amazing time here in our own country, in our local area. So November 29, we actually go into the Rio Hotel in Ocho Rios. And then for December, Boxing Day, right there, we're going to Moon Palace. This is gonna be lit because it's like Moon Palace. We're going to Moon Palace for the weekend, that Boxing Day weekend, when everybody else is going to some small stage show or something. We will be at Moon Palace for that Boxing Day weekend's big holiday in Jamaica. And then January, we're thinking about the Grand Palladium. We're thinking about Grand Palladium. So I don't want to give you too much trips, but we have trips planned out for the entire year. So our up next trip coming up, of course, as I said, Dominican Republic. That is gonna be a blast, ladies and gentlemen. Then right after that, we hitting Rio. Then we hitting Moon Palace, we hitting Grand Palladium. And February, of course, we have somewhere going. So that is some of the upcoming trips that we have. Now, as I mentioned about the trips, if you're not yet in our Facebook group, you need to jump over to Facebook right now and click the join button. The name of our Facebook group is called Travel More for Less. That's exactly what we're doing. We're going somewhere every month. We're traveling more and we're doing it for less. And here's what we're going to be doing. When we actually go on those trips, we're going to be taking pictures. We're going to be posting them. Yes, we're posting them. We're posting them in that Facebook group. And we're posting all those amazing experiences in that Facebook groups. We're liking them. We're commenting on them. Facebook is just suggesting the group to other people that love travel. We're building a dynasty community of people that love to travel all over the world. You get connected with them. 20 to 30 sales is going to be like cheese for you guys. So there's a lot of value coming out of that group. If you're actually in the Facebook group already and you're seeing what's happening, let us see some one going on in the chat. Let us see some one going on in the chat. As I said, the name of the Facebook group is Travel More for Less. So let's keep it rolling. So what we want to do right now, next week, gonna actually so this video is one of the newest video that the company has. It's a hot video. It's 5 minutes and it explains everything really smooth and nice. I'm not gonna try to play it because I feel like it's gonna stuck. So I'm gonna skip over it right now. All right, so skipping over that. All right, so we want to right now big up on the call Shanice Thomas for making her first sale. Now, here why I want to big her up so bigger than normal. She has been trying for a while and nothing really coming through. But guess what? She never give up. And she finally made her first sale. So right now in the chat, I want you guys just to type big up Shanice on your first sale. We are so proud of you. Can we get that going in the chat right now? You see what I mean? So I want to congratulate Shanice and making her first sale. Like, I've never seen a sale that I love so much. You see what I mean? So because she have been trying for a while to make that first sale. Now, we want to welcome the new persons that actually joined the family in last week. And one of those persons is actually Miss Talia Mattison. So Talia Mattison, if you're on the call right now, you can let us know in the chat. We want to say welcome to the family. Life will never be the same again. I'm telling you, your life will never be the same again. All we want you to do is to stay focused, get excited, and never quit. And life will never be the same. So last week, we recognized some persons that are actually get their 4, but they were not actually on the call, most of them. So we want to actually redo that this week. So first up, let us welcome congratulate, I should say, Miss Chanel Adams for actually getting her 4. So we want to actually let you know that we are definitely proud of you for the get in your 4. You see what I mean? So the next up, we want to actually congratulate Miss Christina Jones for actually getting her 4 also. I see some persons are trying to join. We want to let you know that we are proud of you. But you see, if you're going up in life, you have to figure out how to, they say in this business, 3 stories. You must have your upline story, your story, and people from down in your downline story. Because if you're going up in and send down the success elevator, it's not really making any sense. So what I want you guys to know is that you definitely need to know how to help other people to get there for. That is right. The magic goes right there. If you're able to help 34 people, 35 people to get 4 in the team. If you're just doing that only, you could become a 10K easily if you guys do the maths. Because the maths is 30, so 4 times 34 is like 161 or something like that. If my maths is not off, somebody can help me. And if you multiply that by 65, you realize that you get 9,100, and you probably have some volume in your team already. So you're pretty much a 10K. So if you can get good at helping people to get there for, you can become unstoppable. You see what I mean? So next up, we want to congratulate Mr. Josie Duwar for actually getting his 4. See, so big him up in the chat right now. I see somebody's trying to join for a while now. The person that are co-host, can you please let them in? Now, next up, we want to big up Jessica Golding for actually getting her 4. That's what I mean. So, and also, last but by no means least, this guy has been fighting for a while to get his 4, never give up, and eventually he got his 4. So I want you to also congratulate in the chat right now, my brother from another mother, Mr. Kezran Reynolds. So what we're gonna actually do now, so let me just show you everybody again. So these are all the person that got their 4. So we need to have this filled up of people that get the 4. Like we need to have about 10 slides with people getting their 4. We need to have abundance of people just getting their 4. So we all want you guys to just do that. So what we're gonna do right now, I'm gonna actually stop sharing my screen, and then I'm gonna actually bring up the speaker. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right now. Let me just stop sharing. So click right here and stop sharing screen. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what I'm gonna do right now is to bring on the speaker. But first of all, let me make sure that just make him co-host right now. All right, cool. So with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, the person I'm about to bring on to speak to you guys right now is someone that I've known for quite some years. Now, I remember when I just get started, I used to use his video presentation when I couldn't present to actually close sale, because this guy video was just phenomenal. Not only that, he was actually able to come here with us and hang out and teach us some nuggets, and I applied them and was able to actually grow my business. Now, he went on to, he's going to tell you all about his story, but just know that he was actually praying for something, the definition of what we call overwork and underpay, praying for something. And he got started in the business and was able to make more than $1 million US. They said success leave clues. That's one thing my mentor always tell me. Success leave clues. So once somebody has the results, they can help you to do the same thing, or they can share the information with you. So ladies and gentlemen, without no more further ado, stand to your feet. I'm joking, we're on Zoom. Put your hands together and help me welcome on the call my brother from another mother, Mr. Jullian Bernard. Bro, did you actually make the call?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, bro.
Hey,
So
I
I'm going
appreciate
to
you.
have to spotlight you right now.
Okay.
Let me, oh yeah, there you go. You're good.
Perfect. So, listen, first and foremost, appreciate you having me on the call, Oral. You're an amazing leader amongst leaders, and you know, it's crazy looking back to that first message that we had between each other, and I just now realized that you sent it, and you're like, hey, you know, I've been utilizing your video. I see you're coming into Kingston. Can we meet? Whatever case may be. I literally never saw the message. So to be on the same team with you now, man, I mean, you know, it's just crazy how things come full circle, right? So just to give you guys like my background and a more in-depth overview of where I came from prior to this industry, you know, I was in college, first of all. I had a scholarship playing basketball in college. And coming out of college, my first job was selling cell phones in the middle of the mall. So I was in a kiosk in the middle of the mall, and they taught us, like, every person that walked past us, we had to convince them to buy a cell phone when they had no intentions of buying one. So, excuse me, miss, excuse me, sir, like, what phone service are you using? That's what I had to do. It was crazy, and that's not something I pictured myself doing out of college. I thought I was gonna have this nice fancy job with this nice, this desk with the view, and you know what I mean. I paid, spent all this money going to college. I'm thinking I got, a job to mirror what I paid for, right? And no, I ended up in the middle of the mall selling cell phones in a job where I didn't need a degree in the first place. So at that point in time, I was at a you know my focus was to let me get good at this and get to a point where I can make 6 figures a year. Like, that was my goal. 6 figures a year back then was like that number you really wanted to be at, especially in the United States. It was like, if you get to 6 figures a year, it's like the freedom number, right? And I had a boss. He was really cocky, by the way. And I know he was making over 6 figures a year. And it's funny because I was in a friend of mine, he had got the new Camaro at the time. This is the first time when the Camaro first changed body styles. Like, it was in the Transformers movie, right? He had that Camaro. And I remember my boss at the time, he pulled up in his BMW. My boy's car was a V6 engine. His car was a V8 engine. And he just revved his engine. He was like, oh, room. That's what a V8 sounds like. You know what I'm saying? So, super cocky. But I was able to see him like, okay, that's something I can strive for. I could get to his level, even though he wasn't the type of person I really wanted to be, right? So again, at that point in time, I was just trying to make my way up. And in that particular job, what I want you guys to understand is it was a sales job, but it was really high pressure sales. I mean, you had to meet somebody, close them right then and there, or you probably would never see them again, right? And I got really good at the job. I started getting really good at the job and, making sales and things of that nature. But, over time, I mean, I think I was like 2, 3 years in, I hadn't got like a promotion to become a manager of a store. And I was wondering, like, why am I not being promoted? I felt like I was just putting in so much work and I wasn't getting paid worth the amount of time and the amount of effort I was putting into that job. And I just got to a point where I was like kind of fed up. I felt like I should have been a lot further than where I was at. I felt like what I was making was ridiculous compared to the amount of hours and time I was putting in, which I'm sure a lot of you guys could probably relate to. The definition, like Oro said, of being overworked and underpaid. And, at that point in time, I didn't know how I was going to get to where I wanted to get to. I had something on my record as well that was stopping me from getting like a high tier job, right? And I was like, man, I need something to get to where I want to get. Like, I had big dreams. I just didn't have the vehicle to take me from point A to point B. And my aunt is crazy. I actually spoke to her today and, for a while, but she was popping up at my job and telling me, like, Jullian, you are crazy for not working this business she was a part of. And the thing is like, I don't know what took me so long for me to cave in. Like, she'll tell me in front of my boss, like, you're crazy for not working this business. You're slaving at this job, And to be honest, the reason why I didn't get started at that point in time is I couldn't see myself necessarily having the success she had. I saw her successful in these types of businesses and ventures before, so it wasn't surprising to me that she was successful. But for some reason, I couldn't see myself being successful. So a lot of people you're actually sharing this idea with, they might be saying no to you because they just can't see themselves being successful, right? And that's where I was at. So time went on. Eventually my aunt, she kept moving up through the ranks and kept doing her thing. And one day came and she was convincing me, her and my mother, they were convincing me to go to this huge training event that was going on. So mind you, at this point in time, I had done nothing with the business whatsoever. I had a spot that was locked in because my brother made a decision to get started years ago. And, you know, my brother got started, my mom got started, I got started, and my brother and a gentleman by the name of Carlos Rogers at the time, they went down to Ohio to share the idea with my aunt. So none of us, as far as my family, did anything with it. My aunt, on the other hand, she took off with it. She was doing her thing. You know, she was, you know, she got to a good level where she was at, right? And so they convinced me to go to a training event, you know, and at that point in time, when I got to that training event, first of all, I had to lie to get off for that event. My job, the best time to sell a cell phone was on the weekend, and I had to lie to get off. You know, I forgot what I said, but whatever the case may be, I lied to go to that event that weekend. It was in Dallas, Texas, and I remember it being like 9 a.m. and we're walking through the door, a bunch of people high-fiving, and everybody's all happy. And I'm looking around like, what are these people smoking? Like, it's early in the morning. Why are these people so happy? What's going on? And as I sat in that event, I just started seeing all the success around me. And I started hearing the stories. And I'm seeing people walk across the stage and getting recognized for making 10,000 a month, 5,000 US a month, 10,000 a month, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000. And I'm listening to the stories and I'm thinking like, damn, you know, if this person can do it, I know I can do it. Because doing what I was doing in the middle of the mall selling cell phones, it wasn't an easy job. Like it wasn't. It was hard, right? But I'm looking at what they're doing and they're selling fun, freedom, and fulfillment. They're selling a way to be able to travel for less, doing something everybody already wants to do. And all I got to do is just start taking my effort and placing it in a different direction, and I can make way more money. You know, and I'll never forget, it was a guy who walked across the stage and he was like, you know, I'm from a town where there's more cows than people. I remember looking at my mother and being like, you got to be kidding me. If this guy can do this, I know I can do it. See, there's two different types of people, right? There's a person who looks at somebody successful and they start looking at all the things that that person possesses and, you know, all that things like, oh, this person is charming, this person is tall, this person is smart, they look good, whatever it is. And what happens is you start eliminating yourself before you start because you're thinking about the attributes that they have that you don't possess. And you're like, oh, this is why they're successful. So now you're just like, okay, they're successful for that reason. And it eliminates that for you. So now you start eliminating yourself before you start, right? But there's the other person, like me and other people I'm sure on this call, that look at success stories and you're thinking like, damn, if this person can do it, I can too. Let me just learn from these people. Let me be humble. Let me learn from these people. Let me also be willing to put in the same work that they put in to get the same results that they got, right? And that's where I was at. I'm in that building like, damn, 10, 20, 30,000 a month. And all they doing is just showing people how to travel for less. Like, that's it. I just got to get this in front of as many people as possible. And the thing is, you know, through my story, it'll kind of tie in, I think, why I was able to have success pretty quickly. And one of the things was you got to have tough skin in this business, right? You can't care about people telling you no. You can't care about none of that stuff. I mean, in the middle of the mall selling cell phones, it was like a revolving door. I saw people come in that door and out that door, and people coming in and quitting and coming in and quitting or coming in and getting fired because you had a certain quota you had to meet. If you didn't meet that quota, you got on probation, then you get fired, or people just quit because they just couldn't get over the rejection, right? And what I understood was, and what I learned was like, damn, I just need to, you know, I need to get through the no's faster. The more people I actually stopped in the middle of the mall, the more cell phones I would sell, the faster I got through the numbers, the faster I get to my quota, right? And I just needed to make the numbers my friends and go through the numbers as fast as possible. And then I would sell more cell phones, right? And that's the thing, guys. I mean, 90% of this business is mentality. It's mindset. It's belief, right? You know, I think life is about 20% of what happens to you. It's 80% of how you respond to what happens to you, right? So a lot of people, the number one reason why people quit in this business is because they get their feelings hurt. Somebody tells them no that they think was going to tell them yes, and they just quit based off of that. And the thing is, when you're sharing this information with somebody, you know, people are looking at it one or two different ways. They're probably thinking like, damn, I probably can't see myself having success with this. But they're looking at you like, man, if they can prove to me that it works, I'll get in. They're not telling you no, they're telling you not right now. And it's your job to go prove them wrong. But if they say, I'm not ready to get started, or I don't want to get started, and you stop there, you'll never know. You'll never know. What'll happen is you'll stop, you'll quit doing whatever, and then somebody else, like an Oral, who's going to keep moving forward and keep progressing, they're going to end up sharing it with them later. They're going to sign up with them, right? Because the thing is, like, we'll get caught up with talking to the same 2 or 3 people, exposing the same 2 or 3 people, begging the same 2 or 3 people to get started. And while you're doing that, the next person is running through the numbers. They might go share with 100 people in a row, and 100 people tell them no, but they don't care. Like, they know they're making the numbers their friends, and they keep moving, and they start progressing. Those 100 people that said no, they all start coming back one by one, because now you're proving to them that it's real. You're proving to them that it works. And now they're like, man, if they can do it, I can do it too, right? People have to be able to see themselves doing it. And a lot of times before they can see themselves doing it, you're the person that's in the same vicinity as them. Might be in the same friend group as them. You might make around the same amount of money as them, and they start seeing you having success. They're going to start coming as well, right? So the biggest thing with this is belief, right? So again, man, it took me years of my aunt coming in my job and telling me, you're crazy, you're stupid, you need to be working this business. And I didn't get started working the business until I went to a major training event. That's a clue, all right? I had to see the bigger picture. I had to see other people winning. I had to hear the stories. I had to, have the belief that the product that actually worked and what I was going to sell worked. And like, once I got in that environment, it was game over, right? I'll never forget at that event, they announced a car bonus. And it was a BMW car bonus. And, with that car bonus, it was, if you brought in a certain amount of sales, you needed 20 new sales within a month span of time, you would qualify for a BMW that give you $600 a month to actually drive a BMW. And I left that event, and that was my goal. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna lead this event, and I'm gonna get this BMW. And it was 20 people needed to get it. And I'll never forget, I was going through the numbers, getting people to sign up. I was so excited when I left the event. It's like, what changed? What changed between my aunt coming at me for years, telling me, Jullian, you're crazy for not working this business, to me being able to come in and start having a lot of success literally that very same month, like leaving that event. All it was belief. I needed to believe in, I needed to see other people doing it, which gave me more belief in myself. I needed to see, the company on a larger scale. I needed to see the product that worked, the people were going. I needed all that stuff was belief. When I left there, my hair was on fire. I was telling everybody about what was going on, and it's crazy. It was the last day. It was probably like the 29th of the month, or the 30th of the month, and it ended on the 1st with a promotion. I went to my last person I needed to hit that car bonus, and it was a friend of mine, Mike. I pulled up on him, and I shared the information with him. At that point in time, I wasn't presenting the information myself. I was using a video, and I was using a 3-way call afterwards. That's all I did. Push play on a video, use a 3-way call, but I was getting in front of the people I was showing. So my boy Mike, I pulled up on him at his house, showed him the video. I put him on the phone with my aunt afterwards, did a 3-way call, and he was like, all right, let's sign up. He signed up, hit that car bonus my very first month in the business, and it took 20 new people coming in within that month. I mean, I probably personally sponsored 15. I mean, it's probably 14, 15 people I put in myself off of going through numbers and hit that car bonus. And, from there, guys, my life changed drastically. All right. My first 4 months in, I completely replaced my income at my job, and I quit. I walked away from my job. I remember my mom at the time. She was like, "You crazy, boy, you crazy. You need it." She was telling me I needed to, keep working and things of that nature. And I saw the vision. I'm like, man, mom, just trust me, it's gonna work out, you know. And I quit the job and I put more time into this, and you know, replaced my income at my job, and didn't look back from there, guys. I mean, it went from that to, you know, making like 3,000 a month, you know, making 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month, $40,000 a month, traveling all around the world. And the only thing that changed was this opportunity right here and sharing dream trips with my family members and my friends. That was it. Only thing that changed. And, you know, I say all the time, you have to get good at something that's actually worth getting good at, because it doesn't matter how good I got at selling cell phones. Got damn good at it. Only allowed me to make $30,000 in a year. Got good in this industry. And at that time, it cost $400 to get started. I turned that into $40,000 a month. You know, so I know how real it is. I know what's going to take place. Again, what we have our hands on right now is better than anything I've ever seen in my life in this industry. It's going to all take place again. And you guys are literally at the beginning of this. You know, when I got started, I don't know, Dream Trips, the company was maybe 4 or 5 years in, something like that, something crazy like that, right? Now, I mean, we're over 20 years in as far as Dream Trips goes, but it's like a relaunch situation to the point where everybody's at the beginning right now. You guys are at the beginning of something so big. Your family members and your friends don't know about this. It's a race for market share right now. You can turn it into wherever you want to turn it into. I know I just went in on a rant, Oro. Let me turn it back over to you, boss. I know you about to have some questions or something.
Most definitely, bro. I'm going to actually have a couple questions for you. And then we're going to actually open it up to persons on the call that might have some questions that they didn't send in. So one of the first questions that I want to ask that I got from the team, what was your schedule like? Was because you're working at the mall, then you had to go build Dream Trips. How did you work out the schedule between your 9 to 5 and your job before you were able to walk away from your job? A lot of persons are struggling with that.
That's a good question. So the thing is, with this business, this is a network marketing, first and foremost, is meant to be a spare time business. This is meant for you to do something extra to bring in some extra money that can be a spare time income that could eventually turn into a primary income. Okay. So the interesting thing about this industry and what you can accomplish in this industry is you don't need a ton of time to make an impact on what you're doing, right? This industry is about, it's about leverage income versus linear income. So linear income is we exchange time for money. So boom, I clocked into my job selling cell phones. I clocked out. Guess what happened? I stopped getting paid, right? Leverage income is, you know, I'm not just making money off of my own effort. Now I'm making money off the effort of what an entire team of people are doing. So again, we each only have 24 hours in one day to accomplish anything as an individual. We get paid off our own effort, right? We clock in, we get paid. We clock out, we stop getting paid. But what if you have a team of 50 people putting in 1 hour of work a day each? See, now you're getting paid off of 50 hours of work in a 24-hour day. What if you have 100 people doing that? What if you have 1,000 people doing that? Wait a minute. So thousands of people doing that, that's where the fun really starts. But it really comes down to you as an individual of leading from the front. That's what you got to do starting off. You have to lead from the front, and you got to prove to people that this thing works and is real. And then people will start following you, right? So as far as schedule-wise, you know, I always told people, listen, if you want to make a lot of money here, and this is what I learned when I was getting started, was you need to be sharing this information with 3 to 5 people a day, right? If you want to make a lot of money, 3 to 5 people a day, right? If you want to, you know, make some extra money and hope, 1 to 3 people a day, you know, but if you want to be like really make money, like I want to be a 6-figure earner, I want 3 to 5 people a day. right? And that's where I was at starting off. I'm going to share this with 3 to 5 people every single day. And the thing is, I mean, we got tools and ways to share this information with people where, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to share it with them, right? I mean, we got Zoom presentations going on all throughout the week. You can share somebody a Zoom link. There's in-person presentations going on, especially there in Kingston right now. You can invite people to in-person, right? We have video presentations. You can share this with somebody on a video, right? So there's so many ways to share this information with somebody. You know, if you want to move super fast, 3 to 5 people a day. If you want to move at a decent pace, like an okay pace, 1 to 3 people a day is who I'll be interested in sharing this with. And then what you're doing is you're going through the numbers to find people who want to get started. And then you're still going through numbers to find people who want to take this thing serious. And when you just find a few people who want to take this as serious as you, and you guys lock arms and you guys run together, that's when the game changes. That's when the fun starts. That's when you start seeing your check jumping exponentially, right? And you have to go through that to get there. And you know, the thing is, with this business, at the beginning, you're gonna see yourself putting in way more work up front than what you're actually getting paid out of it, right? You're gonna be putting forth a lot more effort up front than what you're actually getting paid out of it. But the thing is, what happens is eventually that flips, right? Instead of you putting in so much effort and making a little bit of money and a little bit of money, and it starts growing a little bit, and starts growing a little bit, then eventually it will flip where it starts growing exponentially, and you start putting in a little bit of effort and making a whole lot of money. See, the problem is the average person, they want instant oatmeal success. They want instant oatmeal results. They're not willing to go through the portion where you're not really making a lot of money you're not making much money in order to get to making a lot of money. Everybody wants some shit happening to them overnight, and that's not how success works in any way, shape, or form. You know, the beauty of what we got here, guys, is, you know, we have a business, and my aunt used to always tell me this. She said, Julian, if you treat this business like a business, it will pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. And the thing is, let me turn this up, sorry. The thing is like, a lot of people are treating this business like a hobby, and that's why it's paying you like a hobby, right? But when you make a decision like, hey, listen, I'm gonna just keep putting one foot in front of the next, and I'm gonna keep doing the money-making activities and doing what I need to do to get to where I want to get to, eventually that it flips for you. And now, next thing you know, you look up, you got 20, 30, 40 people on the same mission as you, all like, listen, I need to get my Ford away my fees. I need to hit, you know, 1K affiliate. I need to hit 5K affiliate. I need to help my team. And then you start getting on trips and the belief gets bigger. And then you get on the training and the belief gets bigger. And then your team just explodes. And next thing you know, you're making 5,000 USD a month. You're making 10,000 USD a month. And it's because you went through those periods of time where most people are weak and they quit, and you kept putting one foot in front of the other, and you kept building brick by brick, which then increased the belief level of people around you. And then they started believing they could do it too. And then it just started taking off, you know? So I literally forgot what the question was, right? But the building block of everything, guys, trust me, is belief. Believing in what you got your hands on, believing in that you can do it, believing in the product, believing in, you know, the mentorship, believing in the system. And once you believe, it's amazing on literally what you will actually achieve in this industry.
Yes, bro. I definitely agree with you on that. Once you organize yourself and determine that you're gonna show it to 1 to 3 people per day, you're definitely gonna get that success. As you said, it's a numbers game. So I agree on that. But
hold on real quick too, because you asked what was your schedule looking like. Me personally, 3 to 5 people a day, exposures every single day, right? But then when I started getting people in, now, you know, my aunt was like, listen, Julian, you're putting people in and that's cool, but you're adding right now. You have to start duplicating. In order to duplicate, you have to help other people become successful as well. So where that took place was getting people started and then having them do a launch event. I would have them do that's when things start multiplying, guys. I started having people who got started within the first week doing a launch event. And in that in that launch event, what I would have them do is invite their family members and their friends to their home, and I will come there and present the information to them, right? Or if it's through Zoom, hey, we're gonna invite your family members and your friends on a Zoom. It's your private event, and we're gonna present the information to them, and we're gonna help that person get 1 to 4 people signed up as soon as possible, right? So let's say it's through a Zoom, or even if it's through your own place, we're gonna set a date. I'm gonna teach you how to invite for that event, whether it be at your home or whether it be through Zoom. And I'm gonna give you guys an invite that works amazing. Here's an invite that works very good. Hey, look, let's say Oro is my friend. The first thing is clearing a date. Hey, Oro, what you got going on Sunday at 3:00? Oro's gonna say, if he's busy, hey, look, I'm gonna play another day. I'm gonna live to play another day. I'm like, all right, cool, don't worry about it. If he's free, I'm gonna say, hey, Oro, hey, listen, I got some close family members and friends coming over. I have a huge announcement I'm gonna make. It's only the close friends and family. I just want to know if you can be on there. If you can attend, right? Hey, I'm having a Zoom call. The only people that's gonna be on there is close family members and friends, right? I just want to know if you can be one of those people on there for me. And I'm only inviting people that's closest to me. And then they're gonna say, look, I'm free, or they're not free. If they're free, they hop on, right? They hop on, and now I'm actually sharing the information with that person through Zoom or in their living room. And now I'm helping that person get some success right away. Because the faster you can help somebody new get success, their belief level goes through the roof, and now they want to keep moving forward. But if you don't get people success fast, then their belief level drops and eventually they can fall off.
Okay, cool. Definitely agree with you, bro. So I know that you said you actually got started when things really got started for you when you went to the training and your belief system rise. But one of my mentor always told me that the hardest thing a human being will ever do in life is get rich. So when you were going through the trenches, when you were doing the building, especially in the beginning, what were some of your major obstacles that you had to overcome physically and mentally in your mindset? What were some of those?
To be honest, for me, I didn't have a lot of major obstacles because I felt like I was being trained before I even got into the industry. The job that I was a part of, everything I had to go through for that mentally and the mindset I had to have to be successful, it transitioned very well into this industry, right? So I think the hurdle that a lot of people have is, I don't think they tell a couple people and a couple people tell them no, and they don't think that the next person is going to tell them yes because the other people told them no, and they're worried about what somebody's going to think about them, and they're worried about this and that, and that's the main hurdle and obstacle in this. I didn't have that. I came through a job where I had to stop every person walking through the mall and convince them to buy a cell phone when they had no intentions of buying one in the first place. So I already was over that. I came through a job where I had to go through the numbers to get the results I wanted, make the numbers my friend. I already had that, right? I came through a job where I needed to be coachable and learn from the people who had what I wanted. And in order to get the results I wanted, I was already able to do that. So it was such an easy transition for me because I was already being prepped for this. See, at the end of the day, God might take you a different direction than you think or you thought, but he knows how to get you to your destination. You might be going through something right now, and you're thinking man, why me? Why am I going through this? But the whole time you're being prepped for something bigger, something better, right? So, that was my thing. I didn't really have obstacles in that sense. It was more, my biggest obstacles in this industry was, people will let you down at the end of the day. People being people, you developing certain friendships with people and you getting really close with people and, having their best interest in your heart, but them not having your best interest in theirs. And then people will just let you down, and at the end of the day, it's like, people, first of all, are going to be people regardless. You're going to go through some stuff with relationships, and you're going to be like, damn, like, I didn't think this person would do this to me. And you just gotta keep it moving, and people are going to quit. You can't take it serious, or you can't you have to emotionally detach yourself from anybody saying yes or no. And you have to emotionally detach yourself from people who are a part of it that quit, because people are just going to quit. It is what it is. That was probably my biggest hurdle, getting close to people that I thought at some point in time deceived me. And I had to just keep moving forward regardless, because I just knew the mission was bigger at hand. So that was my biggest thing, was, dealing with people, and, I mean, that was really it, to be honest. Outside of that, I didn't really have a hurdle to get through for the most part.
Okay, bro, definitely agree with you. I can relate to what you're saying. Like this black sheep in the team, or what we would say like snakes. So you gotta look out for that. You gotta look out for snakes that hide underneath the grass, or people that appear to be sheep in wood, what they call it, wolf clothing. So definitely agree with you on that. Now, for the next thing that I want you to ask you, bro, is really this. Sometimes when persons are building the business, they're not aware of what we call money-making activities. So they spend their time doing some things, a lot of their time doing things that are not money-making activities. See what I mean? So what would you define, or what would you say are the money-making activities that we should stay focused on when building the business?
Absolutely. So money making activities, guys, is number one, having a list, right? You have a list of people that you want to share this with, and you keep growing that list. When you have that list, it keeps you focused, right? If there's a call going on, you can go right to the list. You can invite people on that list you haven't invited yet. You can always add to that list. So like that was like one of the main things for me. I've never been like a super organized person, but I heard somebody say, listen, you need to write down your list of 20 to 30 people you want to share this with. And eventually you want to do a phone dump. You want to write down every single name and number that's in your phone. You want to write down every single name and number that's in your Facebook, on your social media. And now you have this super long list of people, and you're always prepared to share or invite somebody to the opportunity, because you have this super long list. And the thing is, if one person on that list of 500 tells you no, you're not tripping, because you got 499 more people to show. So one money-making activity, guys, is to have your list written out and always add to the list. You meet new people, add to the list. You think of new people, add to that list, right? Another money-making activity is inviting somebody to see the information, whether it be, to a Zoom, whether it be to you're pulling up to them to share the information with them, or a live presentation, whatever the case may be. That's a money-making activity, right? Exposing people to the information, okay? If you have somebody on your team and you are helping them expose somebody, that's a money-making activity, right? If you have somebody on a team who is exposing somebody to video, and they need a 3-way call for you to share your experience with them and to help close that person, that's a money-making activity. Going to the training events, that's a money-making activity. So those are all money-making activities. Even reading, guys, the thing is, I never got into reading books until I got into this industry. And they told me over and over again, leaders are readers, but you have to be reading the right information, the right books. And when I started reading the right books, my mindset completely changed. My perspective changed on a lot of different things, and it was able to take me to another level. So reading 10 pages of a good book every single day, that's a money-making activity. It's making you become a better person, to become a better leader, right? Inviting people to see a Zoom call, going on a Zoom call or a live presentation, even though you don't have a guest, that is a money-making activity. Guys, you have to stay plugged in to the campfire. You have to. And the vast majority of people don't, but the people who you see will continuously move forward. They're plugged in. and they stay plugged in, and then they start moving along. You have to stay plugged into the campfire, guys. I mean, these calls like this is a money-making activity. You know what I mean? Presentation, all that stuff is money-making activities. And the more money-making activities you're able to do, the faster you're going to be able to move and duplicate what's going on.
I have 3 more questions for you before open to other questions that other person might want to ask. But one of the questions that I want to ask you right now. So I really agree with you what you said are some of the money-making activities, and especially the part about the travel party. I like to put it this way. When you don't have a guest, the travel party needs you, because we need you to share your story, be in the group, giving the presenter your energy. And what will also happen is that every time you watch a presentation over, you're definitely going to learn something new. And when you have guests, you need the travel party, because now you need us to share your story, help you to share the information with your guests and all that. So when you don't have a guest, the travel party need you. When you have a guest, the travel party need you. That's how I like to put that part together in terms of money-making activities. But the next question I want to go to, bro, is this. Oftentimes, like even right now, some persons in the team, they will say to me, Mackenzie, my list is done. I call everybody, I run out of contacts. I like to say to them that you never run out of contacts. You run out of courage to talk to new people, because 7 billion people in the world, there is actually 3 million in Jamaica, 40 million in the Caribbean. What I would like to say to them that I see you do very good at is that there is over 2 billion people on just one social media platform only. But the struggle they have with it is how to actually engage. First of all, how to set up, well, how to engage someone on social media, and how to actually convert a stranger on social media to actually making a sale. How would you actually tell them to go about that? It's like a 2-part question.
So the key to freedom, the key to happiness is freedom, and the key to freedom is courage, right? So there's no way you have success in this industry without having courage, right? Now, this is the thing. People who say they ran out of people to show, it just means really they ran out of people that they, would feel comfortable showing. So, like I said, have you wrote down your entire contact list? Have you wrote down everybody on your Facebook list? Have you wrote down everybody on all your social media platforms? Have you wrote down everybody who you went to middle school with, high school with, college with? No. The answer is no, right? And, you're always able to meet new people, to share the concept with them as well. So that never stops as well. But again, people aren't going to go after their contacts until they have their belief level where it needs to be in order to do so. So until you really believe in what you got your hands on, you're not going to share this with the world or share this with everybody. But what I would tell you that should put you in motion, right? Right now, it's a race for market share. Right now. Like, the team that's growing in Jamaica right now is you guys. Right now. That's it. But eventually, there's going to be another team there. And there's going to be somebody else sharing this information with your family members and sharing this information with your friends. And you're going to start seeing people that come in and get started that you were scared to share it with them because you thought they wouldn't do it, or you thought they're too successful to do it, or you thought they, were going to prejudge it because you shared it with them. Like, your job is to emotionally detach yourself from anybody saying yes or no, and it's to show everybody. I'm telling you guys, the worst feeling ever in this industry is to watch somebody else get welcome to the team, and you had a closer relationship with them. You just didn't take the time or the effort to share it with them because of whatever you thought was going on, right? So you have to emotionally detach yourself from that, guys, and you have to go through the numbers, and there's always new people to share this information with. It always is. At the end of the day, who doesn't want to travel? If I go talk to 100 people in a row right now, I can walk down the street. Hey, you like to travel? Hey, you like to travel? Hey, you like to travel? I probably would get 97 out of 100 to say, yeah, I like to travel. Like literally, everybody wants to travel. Hey, you like to make money? Hey, you like to make money? Hey, you like to make money? Probably 90, like everybody should say, yeah, I like to make money, right? Hey, I got something I want to share with you. You know, I'm gonna show you how you can actually travel the world for way less and how you can make money while doing it. You know, when you got 5 minutes free to get in front of some internet, right? And now I'm gonna share the information with them. Literally every single person you bump into should be seeing this information. Because you're gonna see, I'm telling you guys, it's so early on right now. You guys don't believe it, but your contacts are gonna hear about this and they're gonna get exposed to this, whether it's from you or from somebody else. The people who are like, I don't care, I'm showing everybody, those are gonna be the people who change their whole life forever. Extra 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 20,000, 30,000, 40. And it's gonna get way crazier in this season than what it was if we had access to in the last season.
Okay, bro. Definitely agree with you on that one. I know what you're saying. It's pretty much just like that. So the next question we want to bump into, which is the second to last question before I actually open up if there's any other question. What would be somebody just that brand new just get started is like a 3-part question. What exactly you do with them? Step by step. Number 2, what are the top 5 books that you will actually recommend for them to read? And how important is it to them to be on a trip or at a training event? We just get started. So it's like 3-part 2.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna knock these out like really quick, right? On the books, I'm gonna give you 3. I'm gonna give you 3. For network marketing, my I think it's called Your First Year in Network Marketing. Write that down. Your First Year in Network Marketing. Write that book down. Amazing book for people who are just getting started in the industry, right? Another book, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And the next book is going to be Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. He talks about a wealthy person's mindset versus a poor person's mindset and, you know, what you need to do in order to get, you know, to where you want to get to financially, right? So your first year, or I think it's either your first year or my first year in network marketing, Think and Grow Rich, and Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, right? And the next question was, what was the next question?
How important is it to what exactly you do in a brand new person when they get started, and how important is it for them to be at a training or get on a dream trip or some form?
Okay, cool. So the training, I already went over with you guys how important the training was. We already talked about that, how I didn't do absolutely anything until I went to a training. I left there, I took action, right? Going on a dream trip is the exact same effect. It might even be better. You go on a dream trip and you experience the product, you experience the white glove service, you experience being pampered, you experience being picked up from the airport, taken to the resort back to the airport. You experience having a host, a VIP host to check you in, that's there with you the entire time, that speaks English no matter what country you're in. You experience the extra excursions and activities included. You experience, you know, the farewell dinner, right? And you're going to understand like, damn, this is like nothing else that we have access to. And you want to have access to that type of service forever after that, right? So dream trips increase your belief level to go share this information with everybody you know. Trainings increase your belief level to go share this information with everybody you know. They're both equally as important. And when you experience a training, when you experience, you know, a dream trip, your belief level goes through the roof and you tell everybody, right? As far as getting a new person started, you know, I'll keep it kind of short, right? You know, when somebody gets started, first of all, I want you guys to understand the way that that person gets exposed, they're always thinking to themselves, can I do this? Is this something I can do? Can I do this? Right? Does this work? And will you help me? Can I do this? Does this work? And will you help me? And when those 3 questions are answered, they're ready to take action. Now, when it comes to a new person getting started, They're a new person. They don't know anything. And you gotta understand that, right? And your job is to take that person from not knowing anything to just getting them to the first step. Um getting that person to the first step, and you want to help that person progress, right? So you got to kind of hold their hand through the process. So what do we do? You know, the system that we have set up, guys, is, you know, either invite somebody to a Zoom presentation, have somebody else close the deal for you, right? Invite somebody to a live presentation, have somebody else close the deal for you, or have somebody look at a video that explains the information and then put them on the phone with somebody else who can answer questions and close for you. So with somebody new getting started, what I want to do is, number one, I want to help them create a list. Hey, let's get a list of at least 20 family members and friends close to you. Who do you want to travel with? Who do you want to make money with, right? Who's the most successful people you know? Who's the go-getter people you know? Get a list of 20, and I want to help them. I want that list of 20 sent to me. So now I know the names. I can track each person that's been exposed. And now we're going to expose those people together, right? I want them to set up a launch call or a launch event, whether it be in their home or through Zoom. Hey, you know, we're going to do a launch for you. And your launch is you're inviting family members and friends on a call or to your home. I'm going to actually present the information to them. And the people that sign up, they sign up underneath you. Why do you do that? Because you want to isolate them. See, this is the thing. When you just have a Zoom call and you're like, hey, invite some people on, it's like people get lost within that. You know, nobody's held accountable. When it's somebody who's having their own private launch, first of all, they're on a call with just them and their friends and their people. So it's not weird for the people they invite, right? And then they have somebody else presenting the information to them. So, you know, your job is to help them get some success as fast as possible. If you can get some people, help as many people as possible to get a sale within their first 24 hours or their first 48 hours, their belief level goes through the roof. So, you know, you want to get them, like I said, having a launch call right away, doing some one-on-one exposures with them right away, having them getting some success right away, right? So you can actually have the success. And then from there, you can start sharing with them different things that, you know, that they need to do to have success. But I'm keeping it very simple with somebody brand new. Let's help you create your list. Let's help you invite to the next event going on. Let's help you have your own launch event. Let's help you also, who's your best friend? Who's your sister? Who's your mother? Let's do some quick one-on-one, two-on-one exposures with them. Like me and you expose them to the information. Let's get some people in within the first 48 hours. I want to help them get a couple sales right away, and I want to help them get their first launch event right away within their first 48 hours. And then from there, I want to actually start duplicating that.
Okay, bro. I definitely agree with you on that. But I saw that you came back now because you were freeze for a good 30 seconds. So I definitely agree.
Could you hear me? You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was
Okay.
hearing you. You're just not moving on the screen. So this is going to be my last question for you before I actually see if there's any other questions coming from the persons on the call. No, and I want you to actually be 100% honest on this question. So here's the question. If we should go back in time and you were back at the mall, your auntie came to you and you were going to do this thing all over again, what would you do different?
You know, it's funny because we kind of spoke about this earlier today, and there's a gentleman who I heard him say this same exact thing, and I completely agree with it. You know, I would just believe much bigger, much faster. I would believe much bigger, much faster. Like if I would have just took action years before her getting me to a training event, which got me to take action, and I took action because I just believed sooner and bigger, I would have had way more success, right? So if I could change anything, it's believing in what I have my hands on sooner and taking action faster. That's it. That's the only thing I would change, you know? And, you know, the cool thing is, guys, I mean, you know, history has repeated itself. So now we're in a situation where we have the same exact product, but way better, you know, a way better booking engine, a way better product, a way better compensation plan. Everything's better. It's just about believing sooner and taking action faster. That's really all it is. That's the only thing I would change. And, at the end of the day, that's something I had to go through to understand, like, okay, timing in this industry is major. Like, if you guys understand how big of a part timing plays in your success in this industry, it's not always about, it's so many different factors that got to play a part for you to make it big, right? Right place, right time, right company, right product, right time. And I truly believe with everything in my heart, we're in the right place at the right time with the right company and the right products and the right leadership. All we got to do is take action. And every single one of you guys, your life, you'll wake up one day and you'll find yourself, driving the car you always wanted to drive, living in the house you always wanted to live in, and taking a vacation whenever the hell you feel like it. Everybody can have that type of success and that type of lifestyle through what we have our hands on. The question is, are you going to believe bigger sooner, or is it going to take you looking at leadership like Oral leading the way and their life changing, and you're like, damn, I need to catch up? Or is it going to take you looking at somebody like a Joel, looking at their life change, like, damn, I need to catch up? Or is it going to take you looking at somebody like a Justin or a Jonathan, like, damn, let me catch up, because now, they're driving what they want to drive. They're living what they want to live. They're vacationing where they want to vacation at. And it's all from the same exact opportunity that we all had our hands on at the exact same time. I just didn't believe bigger sooner. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not telling you guys something I think is going to happen. What I know is going to happen through this, lives are going to be changed in a major way. And this is not just drive what you want, live what you want. This is the private jet. This is the private jet. This is the yacht run. That's what this is. PJs, yachts, living what you want, driving what you want, doing what you want to do when you want to do it, retiring your mom, retiring your dad. This is that run. And it's up to you to believe, right? The name of my team, guys, I named my team The Mob. It stands for the Movement of Believers. The Movement of Believers. It's all about, if you're going to believe sooner and take action faster, and I promise you guys, this is not like a overnight thing. It's not going to happen this week, next week, the next 90 days, the next 6 months. But if you believe sooner, faster, and you put in the work, the next 2 to 3 years from now, you can literally snap your fingers and your life be completely different.
Okay, definitely agree with you, bro. Believe sooner, faster. I can definitely relate to that. So what we're going to do right now is open up to any other questions that anybody else on the call might have. If you have a question, all you got to do is 2 things you can do. Put it in the chat or just raise your hand and I'll send you the microphone and you will definitely be able to ask a question. So I'm actually looking right now if there's anybody that's actually raising their hand or if there's anything coming in on the chat. Anybody raising their hand? Anybody have a question? Or I need to pick on some persons to ask some questions real quick if you have it. Any other questions? So let me pick on someone right now real quick since I'm not seeing any hand being raised. John, bro, do you want to ask a question? John, I just sent you the microphone. John, are you there? Anything? I sent you the microphone. Don't know if you're able to unmute yourself. All right, we're moving real quick if John is not responding.
Hey, listen, Oral. It's Sunday night. Everybody is ready to, relax, kick the feet off, kick the shoes off, get ready for the work week, right? I don't think we need any more questions. I think everybody should just have a blessed night, right? I think you guys need to, I just wanted to get on this call to paint and cast a vision of how big this opportunity is. I personally believe there's a lot of people playing with this. It's a lot of people taking it for granted. There's a lot of people treating this business like a business when it could change their whole life. And there's not many things out there. There's not a lot of opportunity out there. There's not many things out there that can change your life the way that this industry can change it. to being able to, like I said, you know, wake up every single day when you get tired of sleeping, to be able to go to the dealership and point at the car that you want to drive and you want to have and you want to own, and you're able to pull it off the lot and you don't even know the specs on it. You're just like, I know that's the one I want. To be able to take a vacation whenever the hell you feel like it. You don't got to ask for permission to get off on vacation. You don't got to ask for anybody. You just pick up and go whenever you want to. You're able to book one-way flights. You don't leave until you're bored. You're able to live life literally on your own terms. This is an industry that can do that for you. This is a product that can actually do that for you. This is a travel club that can do that for you. I'm not telling you guys something I think can happen. I'm telling you something I've been able to live and been able to do it. And we're going to do it all again. All we're looking for is a handful of soldiers who are willing to put in the work with us, build this and grow this with us. And every single one, there's not nobody in here on this call right now whose life can't be completely different in the next 12 to 36 months. Nobody. It's just about you making a decision to believe bigger, sooner, and take action faster, right? And it starts with, if your belief isn't where it needs to be, plug it to the events. If your belief isn't needed where it needs to be, you need to get to the training event that's going to be in October in Dallas, Texas, right? I know we're gonna do some fly-ins as well in Kingston to get some trainings going on there, right? Get on the trip. Oral has an amazing trip planned out. Get on the trip and experience that, right? Believe sooner, believe faster, and take action, guys, and everything else can change for you. So I'm gonna pass it back over to you, boss.
Most definitely, bro. Well said, bro. What I want to do is to show my gratitude. Appreciate you actually jumping on the call to share your experience with us and to put things really into perspective, and for us to have a more open mind, but most of all, believe sooner, faster. One thing I want to say before we close out the call is that, remember, there is a presentation going on right here in the next 1 hour. It's going to be the same link. We're going to be exposing some people. Just believe sooner, faster, and let's pull out the call of 100 people in Jamaica for the first time since we have actually started doing this. So that's what I want you guys to remember, that we're doing the Zoom call at 8:30 tonight. With all that being said, I think we have said it all, and it's just peace out from me. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys on the Zoom presentation in an hour time.